Hey, greetings, Sanbonan, and welcome to another episode of Chris Presents. Today we're delving into a story that has everything we like. A Maza, firing of semi-automatic weapons, and an intelligent or an ignorant intelligent brazo. Hey, Zex Manduini and Black Coffee were really in their bag with that one. Yes, you called it. We're talking about the chief in commander himself, Mr. Julius Silo Malema. The chief in commander himself. Shoutouts, but I mean chief in commander. And that's giving off guerrilla wartime vibes. Is that where we are today? But I won't lie. Commander-in-Chief does give off Rambo vibes. Tell me this scene from Rambo does not give off the same energy as that Malema video that we just saw in the beginning. You see, angimsukeli umjida. But hey, maybe we are in guerrilla wartime. You know, the landscape in reality currently is a little weird because we really don't know what's happening. Maybe in the background, the scheming and strategizing, and people are really in guerrilla wartime. So I'll refrain from making sly remarks because I know that I know nothing. I do have an idea of the law though. So let's get back to the program. Now, essentially today what we're doing is we're taking the recent judgment or the recent conviction of Malema and we're breaking that down by using our legal analysis methodology. Essentially with this one, what happened is that there wasn't a magistrate court judgment on Safli. Safli, come on. You need to do your thing and start offering magistrate court judgments. I see employment opportunities there, I'm just saying. But yeah, given the fact that we didn't have a written judgment, we had to go on google.com and start typing Julius Malema unlawful discharge of a firearm. We did that and things came up. We started gathering facts together and then we began our analysis. So essentially that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to outline the facts of the matter, the issues in which the court had to chop up, the laws that apply, the application of the laws to the facts, essentially putting everything nice together. And then lastly, we're going to outline for you the verdict in which the court gave out. Now let's get to the facts. Gwasuka sugela. Now it's Gwasuka sugela because 100 years from now, these events are going to be told as stories around a campfire with the stars out bright at night and our people living in utopia. We are ahead of our time. Even when we're talking about the future, we are reminiscing. Shout out Jermaine, J. Cole, Jermaine Cole. And the story begins on the 28th of July 2018. The EFF is celebrating its 5th anniversary in Mdantsane. Man, shout out to Mdantsane. The vibes are up. All over bakhona, nabo babes bakhona. Everybody on the mama is there. There is this saying in Zulu, eti, ukujabula kulandelwa ukhala. An African proverb that warns us, don't get too excited because it might hit the fan. Basically, bathi, regulate, brazo. Mr. Malema didn't regulate. The man got overcome by excitement, like how Green Goblin overcame Norman Osborn in Spider-Man 1.
What do you want?
To say what you won't, to do what you can't. to remove those in your way.
Now the chief in commander then gets caught on film letting let loose into the air a stadium that's filled with about 20,000 people. Hey, I guess screw gravity. Who cares about the bullet coming back down and tapping someone violently on the cranium? But yeah, angazi. Okay, the celebrations happen and then Sonda begins. Everybody goes on and lives their lives. And then boom. 2 days later after the celebrations, a municipal cleaner finds a 223 Remington cartridge on the floor. For context, this is how a Remington cartridge looks like. You can already tell that these types of bullets are fired from big guns. Ubonile lo mzapha ungakanani? But okay, sharp, the experts then come in and then they evaluate the cartridge. From their evaluation, they find that the Remington cartridge belongs or was fired from a rifle, a Narinko rifle. I do suspect that it might be Russian, I could be wrong. But this cartridge was fired from this rifle. Essentially, this rifle then gets traced to a tactical security service company that is owned by Achus number 2, Mr. Sneyman. Now, during this whole saga, Mr. Chuchu Malema always maintained that insimbi yakudala that he had, it was a toy gun. It was a theatrical prop. It wasn't real ammunition. It wasn't jelly babies, but it definitely, according to him, was not live ammunition. So, okay, sharp, this is where it hits the fan. The video goes viral, then enters Firearm. Them dudes came in hot like that one episode on Boondocks about snitching.
You damn right, Mr. Policeman. I saw the whole thing.
Shout out Aaron McGrood. We're waiting on you, buddy. But okay, sharp, Firearm enters the picture, and then they start with the Nwe 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 nwe. Hy persoonlik maak jail vertrek. In English, that translates as
Guilty. That nigga is guilty.
Sir, settle down. You have to go deliberate.
I don't need to deliberate. Hang that nigga now. I got the rope right here.
So the storm commences against Mr. Malema, and then criminal charges gets levied against him. You have unlawful possession of a firearm, ammunition, and discharge of a firearm in a built-up area. Now this is where I don't know if I should respect Mr. Malema or not, but the man pleaded not guilty. Even when caught in OLED Ultra 4K resolution, he was like, I'm not guilty. Total Rick Ross NH.
Accusations!
These are not accusations. This is
False accusations.
And
Now with the facts pending, let's get to the issues. Now, these are the following issues in which the court had to chew up. The first issue being, was it a real gun? Or was it a prop or a toy gun? Ballistics said that it was a rifle, insimbi. Mr. Malema said, no, bogis bam samaphela. In English, a gun for cockroaches. The next issue that the court was faced with was whether was Mr. Malema in unlawful possession of the firearm. The defense said, it can't be. I only held it for 1 minute. So the question for the court in which it had to answer was whether, after how long of possessing something, does the law regard that something as being possessed? It's getting philosophical here, folks. But let's get to the third issue. The third issue the court grappled with was his behavior reckless? The question here the court needs to answer is, was his behavior of shooting a gun in the air with menses there, over 20,000 menses there, was that reckless behavior? And did he take any precautions before doing that? I got on a video, but there's no judgment. Again. The last and fourth issue relates to the video. The court here has to determine as to whether is the video admissible or inadmissible. Basically, the question for the court becomes, does a video displaying a person shooting a gun in the air, a video that's Ultra HD 4K resolution, does that video get regarded as evidence? Hey, stay tuned. Let's find out how the court answers these ones. We'll look at the laws that are applicable next. Now let's get to the laws that are applicable to this matter. The following laws are the laws in which the court had to have command of. The first one being the Firearms Control Act. The next one being the Criminal Procedure Act. Of course, also the court had to have command of principles of evidence. Now let's put it all together and see how the court applied the law to the facts. As it pertains to the first issue of whether is it a firearm or a toy gun, the court said, come on bro, the ballistics report came back and they matched it to a real rifle. It wasn't a toy gun. It matched the rifle that you had. You can't argue with metal. In terms of the next issue regarding possession, the court said there is no stopwatch in law as it pertains to possession. Touch is a move, poison. Whether you held it for 10 seconds or 10 hours, you were in possession. As it pertains to the third issue regarding reckless and endangerment behavior, the court said you shot a gun in the air in a stadium full of about 20,000 people. Can it get any reckless than that? Even worse, it does not seem like you took precautions before doing what you did. Therefore, the court found Mr. Malema to have been reckless and engaged in endangerment behavior. As it regards to the admissibility of the video, the court said the very same people who you hired to take video footage of that celebration, they said that no, that's the actual video that we took. Therefore, based on that, the evidence is admissible. Now that we've essentially outlined how the court applied the law to the fact in order to resolve the issues, let's see what the verdict is. I imagine you already have an idea what came back, but let's get to it. As it pertains to the charges levied against Mr. Malema, the charges being unlawful possession, unlawful ammunition, discharge of a firearm in a built-up area, and reckless and endangerment behavior, the court found him guilty. That boy caught the book. As it pertains to sentencing, it got postponed to January. January came, and then it got postponed to the 15th, 16th of April 2026. We some dogo. Oh, Malema said it himself. This is not a fight against the case. It's the fight against racism. So guess born. In conclusion, we'll keep it short because it's been a long day. The upcoming sentence on the 15th, 16th April 2026, we're waiting on that with red eyes. It's like Thriller in Manila. Because we can't wait to see as to whether will the rule of law take precedence, equal application and benefits of the law, or will vibes win the day? We look forward to see what happens next. From us, we say thank you for the hang, and we'll see you on the next
Economic
episode.
Freedom Fighters leader Julius Malema remains defiant and says he'll challenge his conviction in the firearm discharge trial. Addressing supporters in East London and the Eastern Cape, Malema announced plans to approach the Supreme Court of Appeal immediately after his sentencing on the 23rd of January next year. The East London Magistrate Court found him guilty on 5 counts under the Firearms Control Act. The The charges stem from a 2018 incident during the EFF's 5th anniversary rally at the Sisa Dukashe Stadium in Mdantsane.